an ordinary stone block, placed in a museum for 30 years. Everyone thought he was just a common broken rock. But only I knew the ancient dragon beast was sealed inside. So I woke the Asasis Zhao Shenmo. All dragons shall serve at my feet. Such a defiant gift. Yet cruelly betrayed by my girlfriend Liu Ruyan. After taking 510,000 from me for 2.5 years, she cheated. This happened on the playground of Huanhezhong 32. Easily woke up in the middle of the night, as well as the frost snow beast soul, followed by a resounding bird cry. The girl on stage suddenly glowed. Then her school uniform disappeared. In the blink of an eye, she turned into a blue bird. I stared wide-eyed at everything in front of me. I thought I wasn't fully awake, until I forcefully slapped my head. Blurred memories gradually cleared. Unexpectedly, I had transcended worlds. In the current world I was in was called the Southern Civilization. History and technology were almost the same as my previous world. The difference was, this world was filled with terrifying monsters, and the people here could awaken to summon their inner guardians, granting humans monstrous power. At this moment, the teacher on stage held the attendance book, calling out to the crowd below, "Next is Liu Ruyan." Upon hearing this, I regained my senses. In front of me stood a sweet-looking young girl. "Cheng Yu, your turn to go up. Cheer for me." She was my girlfriend of 2.5 years, Liu Ruyan. As she walked out, many boys' eyes were instantly captivated. In many's eyes, Liu Ruyan was beautiful and graceful, absolutely the prime girlfriend choice. But only I knew how unfaithful she was. At this moment, the host's memory surfaced. When I was young, my parents died in a car accident. But before leaving, they left me millions in assets in several houses. Originally, I spent each day gaming or traveling, living a carefree life. But after meeting Liu Ruyan in a game, I spent most of my fortune on her, even giving her a house. Despite my sacrifices, Liu Ruyan still cheated and hit a lover. When I found out, she said, "Didn't you make mistakes too?" Seeing these memories ignited a raging fire within me. Let me educate you on the host's behalf. By now, Liu Ruyan had walked onto the awakening stage and gently placed her hand on the awakening stone. The awakening. Upon awakening, a dazzling golden light burst forth. This scene made everyone in attendance gawk. A golden S-rank beast soul. Is this for real? And from the main podium, the female principal Jun Kuang, over 40 years old, abruptly stood up. Because in this world, beast souls are ranked in 9 levels. From S to SSS level. From low to high, corresponding to white, yellow, green, blue, purple, black, gold and pink, 9 colors in total. As long as the awakened beast soul reaches C rank, they could be admitted to universities, and thereby leap to become the upper class of this world. Reaching rank A allows direct entry into the Federation system, becoming a seed candidate. But if they awaken the beast soul within, not only will they gain a vast field of Federation resources, they will even gain unimaginable privileges. As for SS and SSS, that is the most precious asset of the Grand Federation. All identities will be classified at the highest secret level. At this point, the golden glow on the stage gradually dissipated. Liu Ruyan's figure reappeared before the crowd. Light pink fur dotted her exquisite figure, with 3 fluffy tails at her lower back. Below the stage, people couldn't help but exclaim, "Heavens! She's an S-rank 3-tailed fox spirit. I can't believe it." Who has a phone? Quick, let me borrow it to record a video. I need to reward myself tonight. I can't even imagine how happy I'll be tonight. The male students in the audience basically had their eyes glued. The youthful hormones within them couldn't be suppressed from erupting. However, I let out a cold snort. It turns out the awakened beast souls are all fox spirits. As the light shone again, Liu Ruyan dispelled her transformation. Returning to her previous appearance, she stepped down from the high platform and walked over to me. Liu Ruyan gave me a disdainful look and said, "You'd better work hard. Don't embarrass me." Under everyone's gaze, I walked up to the awakening platform calmly. "Cheng Yu, go for it. Don't be a disappointment. If you can't handle it, we can take care of your sister-in-law." Hearing this, I paid no heed to the murmurs around me, for my gaze and attention were fixed on the awakening stone. I then raised my hand and placed it on the stone. Yet even after a full minute passed, the awakening stone showed no reaction at all. The audience immediately burst into laughter. "He's really just a novice. He failed to awaken. Failing to awaken. That's a 1 in a million gem." Amidst the ridicule of the crowd, Liu Ruyan walked through the people and climbed back onto the awakening platform. "Cheng Yu, let's break up. You're not worthy of me anymore." Upon hearing this, the audience mocked me as a pitiful wretch, but I just smiled faintly. The real show is yet to come. Just then, another awakening platform emitted a golden light that pierced the sky. I turned to look, and it was Liu Ruyan's best friend, Ling Dong. Bathed in the golden radiance, she wore a faint smile, basking in the envious gazes of the students. Black scales emerged from her skin, and a ferocious tail whipped behind her. In the blink of an eye, she transformed into a 2-meter-tall humanoid lizard. Heavens, another S-rank beast soul, possessing supreme power. After absorbing the energy, Ling Dong reverted to human form and walked towards me. "Cheng Yu, since things have come to this, we won't hide it from you anymore. Liu Ruyan and I have been together for a while now. From now on, you two are no longer involved. So we won't hide it from you anymore. The truth is, Liu Ruyan has been with me for a long time now. From now on, you two are no longer involved. I hope you'll stop your pointless and delusional pursuit." Upon these words, the entire field was shaken. This drama is getting ridiculously convoluted. As the field descended into chaos, the principal, Jun Qiang, rose from the main stage. Massive wings unfurled from her back, carrying her to the awakening platform where I stood. "Student Cheng Yu, today's events were all caused by you. Since you failed to awaken, you have no place standing here. Now, leave the school grounds immediately. From this moment on, you are no longer a student of our Hanhai High School." Upon hearing this, a flash of disdain flickered in my eyes. In this life or the previous one, one's own strength determines how others will treat you. I paid no heed to their taunts. Instead, I lifted my head and shouted towards the heavens. "Descend, purple lightning, celestial dragon, manifest. Awaken, violet sky dragon." In less than 2.5 seconds, a deafening thunderclap exploded in the sky. Within mere seconds, the previously cloudless sky was covered in dark clouds. Everyone looked up in bewilderment. What's going on? Didn't the forecast say it would be sunny today? A draconic roar emanated from within me. A purple lightning bolt struck me from the clouds. Ferocious winds howled, instantly transforming the field into a catastrophic hellscape. At that moment, a resounding draconic cry erupted from the heavens above. I looked up, and in the sky was an immense dragon, thousands of miles long. Its purple scales shimmered, flickering with a faint violet glow. The dragon lowered its head, its eyes gazing down at the ground. In the next instant, its jaws opened, and it charged straight towards me. Yet all I felt was a momentary blur. When I regained my senses, I was still standing on that heartless platform. At that moment, a translucent panel appeared before my eyes. Name Cheng Yu, rank unranked. Race human. Beast soul power 100 strength, 100 agility, 100 beast soul purple sky dragon. The violet sky dragon. Just how powerful is this in this world? For an ordinary awakened soul to have stats of merely, while even an S's rank can only reach 40. Yet mine is an astounding 100. Meanwhile, the crowd below was in an uproar, discussing the astonishing scene they just witnessed. Is that N's rank talent? Impossible, that must have been an illusion. At that moment, violent purple lightning erupted from my body. A draconic roar swept across the entire field. Everyone present instantly broke out in a cold sweat. Some even instinctively dropped to their knees. For the dragon reigned supreme over all beasts, and ordinary awakened souls were powerless before such a terrifying pressure. After a moment, the lightning dissipated. My figure reappeared before everyone's eyes. At this moment, my top had vanished, revealing a body, appearing before everyone's eyes. In that moment, my top had disappeared, revealing a body with perfect muscular proportions. Horns protruded from my forehead. Faint purple lightning danced around me like spirits, flickering and leaping about my body. A dragon-shaped tattoo was vividly branded on my chest. The students in the stands stared at each other in disbelief. Kia Ying stood frozen in shock. How could it be an S's level beast soul? Then a loud laugh rang out. Lingdong was leading Liu Ruyan towards me. His voice boomed so loudly. So this is the result? Generally speaking, the strength of an awakened beast soul can be judged not only by the color during awakening, but the more powerful the beast soul, the larger its physical form after transformation. Yet apart from becoming more handsome, my body is exactly the same as before. Before I could say anything, Liu Ruyan beside him interjected. Even if you did awaken, there's no chance between us. Facing the intimidating pair, I simply smiled faintly. It's just a little thing. Since you're bored, I'll give it to you. Oh, this little thing's back and isn't working so well. But I've cleared the way for you. Use it with confidence. Upon hearing this, the entire field erupted in laughter once more. You're being quite vicious. If I hadn't read so extensively, I wouldn't have understood. I never expected the beautiful Zhao to play so naughty. No wonder you awakened as a vixen. Lingdong's eyes turned crimson, amid the mocking laughter ringing in his ears. Liu Ruyan's face flushed red as well, her eyes glaring at me with murderous intent. Finally, Lingdong could no longer endure the humiliation. With an enraged shout, he charged towards me. As he ran, his body rapidly expanded. In the blink of an eye, he had fully transformed. Take this, I'll destroy you. A storm of fists rained down. That's just a feeble attempt. You can't even handle this little thing. With just a thought, violent purple lightning burst forth, shattering the dust. Lingdong's massive body was instantly blown away, crashing into the ground nearby. Liu Ruyan couldn't believe what she had witnessed. Liu Ruyan, since you admit you've already been with Lingdong, shouldn't we settle the accounts between us? Seeing Lingdong's pitiful state, Liu Ruyan collapsed to the ground. You, what do you want? A cruel smile spread across my lips. Of course, for you to return everything that doesn't belong to you. The normal expenses can be excused. But those luxuries I bought you and the money transfers, including the house your parents are living in now, shouldn't all of that be returned to me? As I spoke, the principal came to stand beside her. Zhao Jiran's confidence grew stronger. Those things before were gifts you gave me willingly. When dating, what man doesn't spend money on his girlfriend? And now you want to settle accounts with me? Don't you think you're being too arrogant? You said. Before Liu Ruyan could finish speaking, a resounding slap echoed across the field. Liu Ruyan covered her reddened, swollen face, staring at me in bewilderment. My gaze was icy cold, sneering disdainfully. Your youth is youth, but mine isn't. And I'm not asking for your opinion right now. As I spoke, a terrifying draconic aura suddenly erupted from within me. This kind of repression from the depths of my soul immediately made Liu Ruyan's heart tremble. At this moment, those around us burst into mocking laughter. The great beauty Liu, where's your vaunted prowess now? Don't tell me you really thought you were worth that much. No, now you're just a gem-studded vixen. Zhong Qiang hurriedly stepped between us to try and defuse the situation. But the muscular me didn't give her any face. If I'm not mistaken, you just fired me verbally, didn't you? So you can't control me now? Although Zhong Qiang's expression was grim, she didn't dare lay a hand on me. At this moment, I was the true treasure of the Great Xia Federation. If anyone touched me, they would be ruined without a doubt. Between her future and her dignity, June Quang chose the latter. Seeing that even the principal wouldn't protect her, Liu Ruyan finally panicked, watching me approach her like a demon. The fear in Liu Ruyan's heart soared to its peak, and warm stream involuntarily gushed forth. Just then, a figure stood before her. It was Lin Lingdong, who I had struck earlier. A cruel smile appeared on Lin Lingdong's face as he took out his phone. An awakened merchant. That's forbidden by the Federation. I don't think even the association can protect you. While Lin Lingdong's background was stronger than mine, his father was the chief of the Hanhai City Federal Police Bureau. If it was before, I couldn't have beaten him in a contest of lineages. But now, who knows? Within 10 minutes, the sound of sirens could already be heard outside the school gates. 3 police cars soon pulled up outside the field. From the lead car emerged Chief Lin Jialing. As soon as Lin Jialing stepped onto the field and saw Lin Dong's chest wound, he glared at me, eyes full of fury. Was it you who did this, you brat? Your son struck first, I replied calmly. I was just acting in self-defense. Without another word, Lin Jialing drew a spirit-sealing talisman from his waist. But as he was about to use it, June Quang hurried over and held him back. Chief Lin, please wait a moment. June explained my situation. Lin Jialing's expression flickered in surprise. But he soon regained his arrogant demeanor. No matter how powerful his awakened beast soul is, he can't defy the law. He has to come with me today. Lin Jialing pushed June aside and advanced towards me menacingly. He then charged straight towards me, intending to pin me against the railing. Yet at that very moment, a fiery bird nearly 200 meters long came soaring in swiftly. It turned out to be a volcanic rockfinch. Whose mighty steed could this be? As everyone gasped in astonishment, a figure descended slowly from the sky. No one could leave the school gate unhindered. As soon as the young lady appeared, not a single student failed to recognize her identity. It was the celestial genius, Yi Qingyu of Golden University, the martial goddess of the beast battlefield. I'd have heard of Yi Qingju's name before. At the tender age of 22, she has attained the 5th realm. Looking across the entire academy, she is undoubtedly the paramount talent. Lin Jialiang's face turned pale. Little girl, you are obstructing federal police business. Please do not interfere. Yet Yi Qingyu simply smiled faintly. Federal police. From now on, Bahei No. 1 High will be taken over by the Federal 1st Reserve Corps. No one is allowed to leave, including you federal police officers. As Yi Qingyu finished speaking, a raging roar burst forth from Lin Jialiang's aura. Trailing behind Lin Jialiang, the overpowering auras of these experts exploded without restraint. Little girl, I know you are powerful, but the Federation is not for you youngsters to call the shots. This brat has wantonly harmed others. Even if the Celestial Emperor came, I would still take him to the police station. I couldn't help but sneer coldly. Just admit you're protecting your cub. Shamelessness really is hereditary. Lin Jialiang's rage erupted like a volcanic blast. You little brat, what did you say? That originally arrogant aura instantly converged, pressing down heavily upon me. But to his surprise, even under such immense pressure, my backbone did not bend in the slightest. Don't underestimate my appearance, I smiled lightly. Not bad, interesting. Then with a casual wave of my hand, I dispelled the pressure completely. As a police officer, do you know that attacking a federal SSS personnel is a capital offense? Lin Jialiang began making excuses. I'm a Hanhai City police officer. I only know that I cannot allow anyone to threaten the safety of Hanhai citizens. Faced with Lin Jialiang's denial, Yi Qingyu did not retreat in the slightest. An investigation will naturally take place, but not by you. The surrounding students could no longer stand idly by, as I explained what had happened. What's there to investigate? Cheng Yu was just defending himself. It was your son who attacked first but lost. If he's weak, he should train harder. You have two choices now. Either stand aside and await the federal investigation team to deal with you, or fight me right now. But you'll likely die. Seeing the nonchalant Yi Qingming, who was about to decide his own life and death, Lin Jiliang's heart immediately tightened. He fell silent for a moment. Then Lin Jialiang stepped aside to make way. Today, it's me, Lin Jialiang said. Note that my son is also an awakened member of the law system. But don't get too excited just yet. Who goes further in the future is still uncertain. Facing Lin Jiliang's threat, I was not in the least concerned. Giving up is futile. What is there to be proud of? Then I turned to look at Liu Ruyan. Right, Liu Ruyan. I'll visit your house tomorrow. I hope my things will be ready by then. Problem solved. Also, please take out a walkie-talkie from your pocket. Sort out this mess. As the words left my lips, a group of people in black walked in an orderly fashion from outside the school gate. The originally small playground suddenly seemed a bit crowded. Under the organization of the black-clothed people and Jung Kuaiying, the students watching the commotion stood in an orderly fashion by class at the side. Meanwhile, I was pulled into a classroom by Yi Qingji. Yi Qingji waved her little hand, and a semi-transparent stone appeared in her palm. This is for testing beast souls. You need to test it one more time. I nodded obediently. I placed my hand on the awakening stone. A moment later, a radiant seven-colored light illuminated the entire room. The robust Yi Qingji couldn't help but be startled. You really are its level awakened like the captain? It seems there are quite a few geniuses this year. Welcome to join the first reserve corps of the Federation. I'll take you back first. Someone will introduce you to the treatment of the reserve corps when we get there. Very soon. We rode on the back of a volcanic rockbird. In less than 10 minutes, we arrived at our destination, Nanchang, the central city of Jizang province, under Yi Qingji's control. The volcanic rockbird descended onto the tallest Federation tower in Luanqing. Then Yi Qingji took out a small ball. With a flash, the volcanic rockbird turned into a stream of light and was absorbed into the small ball. I was slightly taken aback. This is a monster ball? Seeing my surprised expression, Yi Qingji couldn't help but giggle and cover her mouth. It's called a monster ball. You'll get one till later. But what kind of monster you can summon depends on your own ability. Hearing Yi Qingji's words, I felt pleased inwardly. I never expected that I would also have a chance to become a monster trainer. Following behind Yi Qingji, we passed through several identity verification doors and entered a large conference room. An elderly man was already standing in the conference room. Young man, you have a boundless future ahead. The old man smiled and patted my shoulder. Then he sat down in the center of the conference room. You probably don't recognize me the first time we meet, but you must have heard of my name before. I am Zhu Haifeng. Upon hearing the old man's introduction, I immediately found this name in my memory. Zhu Haifeng, a 9th-rank warrior, with an S's level beast soul, the overlord of the sea at the Oceanic Cliff Mansion. The sturdy me stood frozen in place. Why are you just standing there? Take a seat. Regaining my senses, I sat down. I never expected this year that Ji province would have awakeners of the Asura and dragon lineages. Truly a cause for celebration. From now on, you will become a member of the first reserve squad of my mansion. I hope to see you on the future battlefield. Your training from now on will be exceptionally arduous, but the resources and power will be the highest priority in the entire mansion. After that, you will take part in the Beast Soul University entrance exam, just like ordinary people, and you must rank in the top 10 in Ji province. If you fail, you will be dismissed. I was slightly taken aback by the current situation. I never expected to have an official position and still need to attend university. Zhu Haifeng cleared his throat and continued. The Federation will also provide you with the highest standard of resources. First, every member of the Federation's first reserve squad will have a 7th rank or above warrior as their personal butler. For close protection, my heart skipped a beat. I never expected the Federation to be so generous. Second, every member of the Federation's first reserve squad will receive a fixed amount of cultivation resources each month. As for the third point, Zhu Haifeng smiled slightly, taking a small sphere out of his pocket. This is a monster ball, the latest technology developed by the Federation. It contains an independent space for monsters to live in. Your butler will take you to select a suitable monster for you. Oh, and there's a fourth point. You will have the highest immunity granted by the Federation. But do not abuse this get-out-of-jail-free card by acting recklessly. If the nature of your actions is too malicious, you will still be subject to punishment by the Federation and the people. Through Zhu Haifeng's introduction, I gained a certain understanding of the Federation. There was no beating around the bush. The strong held the power to speak. This was something I rather liked. This was Zhu Haifeng clapping his hands. Right after, the conference room door was pushed open again. A man in his 40s walked in. Zhu Haifeng pointed at the man and introduced him. This is Ling Lucian Baji, a mighty dragon beast soul hammer. Seeing this, Zhu and Rushan took the lead and said, please take care of me in the future. No, it's me who needs your care, uncle. However, Zhu and Rushan shook her head. With your dragon bloodline beast soul, if you are in long contact with a pure dragon beast soul, there's a chance you'll break through. My future relies on you. From now on, I'll be your butler, just give me orders. I nodded helplessly. Let's go, pick a suitable monster for you at Wanshuling first. Since Zhu and Rushan didn't have any flying monsters, we could only go there by car. Fortunately, Wanshuling wasn't far from Lanqing, located at the intersection of Jingdu and Jingcheng. It was a Federation monster forest. Most monsters here were below level 5. A trial ground for young awakeners in the central region. Ling Rushan checked the map beside me, leisurely leading me through the forest. Your beast soul is of the dragon type, so we'd better choose a monster leaning towards the dragon type too. But such monsters are powerful, dominating the area. Whether you can tame them depends on your ability. Ling Rushan handed me the map, pointing at the marked spots, saying, I looked. There are 3 dragon-type monsters in total. One is to our northeast. The other 2 are to our northwest. Suddenly I thought of Yi Qingli's volcanic hot spring. It doesn't matter how strong they are. The main thing is they can fly. Ling Rushan pointed at a black dot on the map and said, then we only have this one left. This monster is called Bright Lamp Snake, also known as Night Xia Jiao. A level 5 monster, it can fly, perfectly matching your needs. Only, this guy is the boss of this forest. Taming it won't be easy for you. After that, we hurried towards the Bright Lamp Snake's direction. In less than 10 minutes, we arrived at a large lake. At that moment, the originally calm lake surface churned up a huge whirlpool. The next second, a giant snake over 50 meters long leapt out of the lake. The giant snake's body was covered in deep purple scales. A pair of 10-meter-long white feathered wings whipped up gales. After circling in the sky, the bright lamp snake hovered over the center of the lake, lowering its head to examine the 2 tiny humans before it. Ling Rushan also released his transformed state, retreating behind me. For taming monsters required doing it myself, which even Ling Lucian couldn't help with. Facing the formidable forest dominator, my gaze became exceptionally stern. If I couldn't even a single monster, how could I reign supreme in the future? My current self immediately completed the transformation. A resounding dragon's roar accompanied the rolling purple thunderbolts. Soaring skyward, the overbearing draconic might unique to the dragon race swept forth. The lone Zero Lapius trembled beside me, yet his eyes sparkled with excitement, as if an old battlefield veteran had finally awaited the return of his sovereign. Bathed in my draconic might, Zero Lapius could feel his beast soul gradually strengthening, metamorphosing. Yet at this moment, roars echoed from the distant forest. Monstrous beasts leaping out of the thicket, charging towards my mother and I. However, these beasts did not attack us. Instead, lowering their heads, their undead bodies prostrating fully on the ground, as if pledging allegiance to their sovereign. Could this be the effect of draconic might? All beasts submitted. The bright lantern snake behaved similarly. When it gazed into my electrifying twin pupils, a primal fear from the depths of its soul thundered into its mind. It could not even conceive any notion of resistance. Its massive form gradually shrank, finally becoming a mere 1 meter small rain snake, falling before me. My current self could not help but be astonished. Was it that simple? Beasts that others risked their lives to subjugate. I, coming to my senses, took the monster ball from Lin Rushan's hands. The bright lantern snake offered no resistance, transforming into a stream of light and entering the monster ball in my grasp. I gazed at the monster ball in my hand, a cold smile creeping across my face. In just an afternoon, my strength had transformed immensely. I wonder who could protect Li Ruyan tomorrow. The next day, in the affluent villa district of Hanhai City, Li Ruyan brewed tea and asked, "Dad, do you really think Chenju will come today?" Envious of what's in my Liu Daong's pockets. Still wanting me to take it out again? Chen Yuxiang's beauty? Liu Daong disdainfully curled his lips, then turned to the man beside him. This man was the mayor of Hanhai City, named Fang Minjuan. Fang Minjuan smiled faintly. That brat Chenju has been too insolent. Don't worry today. With me here, Chenju won't dare act recklessly. Yet as the words left his lips, in the distant sky above, a gigantic meteoric serpent sped towards the villa district. In the blink of an eye, the serpent soared above Liu Ruyan's villa. The security personnel immediately tensed, all on high alert, ready for battle at any moment, until they saw the bright lantern snake and me. Fang Minjuan finally relaxed. Just a 5th-tier beast. Nothing to be afraid of. At this moment, I leapt down from the bright lantern serpent's head, my gaze sweeping across everyone present. Such a grand deployment. I didn't expect even the mayor to show up. But I wonder, are you prepared? Are you ready? Before Liu Ruyan could open her mouth, the mayor's lackey, Lin Jialiang, became impatient. Don't think that just because you have a monster, you can do whatever you want in Hanhao City. Today, if you don't give me a good explanation for injuring Lingdong, you're not leaving this courtyard. In an instant, a surging pressure erupted from Lin Jialiang's body. The nearby Mingding and Snake Caller were bullied, and immediately activated their dark illusion skill. In a flash, he was pulled into an illusion full of venomous snakes. In the illusion, countless poisonous snakes engulfed Lin Jialiang. Their sharp fangs kept biting into his body, inflicting intense but not fatal pain, ceaselessly torturing Lin Jialiang's fragile soul. Just as Lin Jialiang's spirit was about to collapse, a cold snort pulled him back from the illusion to reality. The usually calm Fang Minjuan could no longer sit still. "Chenju, you've gone too far. I want my property back." "How have I gone too far? And this is between our two families. You scoundrel, how dare you?" Fang Minjuan's face instantly turned ashen. He never expected me to speak to him like that. "Kid, don't think just because you're an Asasaji practitioner, you can run wild. In Hanhao City, what Fang Minju, says goes." Immediately after, Fang Minjuan's eyes gradually turned red. A majestic aura erupted from within him, a pressure far exceeding Lin Jialiang's, crashing down upon me. In an instant, it shattered the ground beneath my feet. Facing the torrential pressure, even a 7th-level crow would be overwhelmed. Yet my face still bore a smile. So, this is how the mayor treats citizens. I've seen it for myself today. At this point, Liu Daong also jumped out to accuse me. "Chenju, don't be ungrateful. You dare insult the mayor? You're looking for death." In Liu Daong's eyes, I was just a prodigal son, only knowing how to eat, drink and play every day, unworthy of his brilliant and obedient daughter. Nearby, Li Ruyan looked at me with disgust, gloating over my misfortune. "Chenju, I told you yesterday not to bother me anymore. If you don't leave, get out of our house right now. You're not welcome here. You even let me pour my own drink. For years you've lived in my house, spent my money, and now you're kicking me out. You really forget who saved you once you have a new master. Afterwards, a force erupted from within me. In an instant, I had transformed. My eyes flickered with lightning. As Feng Minjuan and I made eye contact, though he seemed panicked, he could feel his beast soul trembling. This feeling, he had only experienced it when facing 9th level experts. Yet now, it was from an insignificant young man. I sensed it was not just him. The others were equally unbearable, especially Liu Rian and Liu Daong. Liu Daong was an ordinary man. Under my overbearing draconic might, he was already trembling all over, slumped in the chair, and Liu Rian was no exception. But what I did not expect was a clear stream flowing down Liu Rian's dress. Under her skirt, there was a faint wire. My sturdy self couldn't help but snicker. Not bad, what a good girl. Lingdong, you'd better take good care of Liu Rian later. I've tried this before. She loves playing these games. Lingdong's eyes widened. He never expected Liu Rian to dare do this in front of him. Liu Daong next to him had closed his eyes directly. Just a second ago he was praising his daughter. But the next second was a slap in the face. Compared to Ji's complex emotions, Feng Minju was obviously very calm. After sensing my terrifying draconic might, Feng Minjui's killing intent erupted. His originally handsome suit was instantly torn apart. Scales covered his body. Sharp bone spikes protruded from every joint. In the blink of an eye, the once elegant Feng Minjuan transformed into a giant lizard man, with a skull as his bestial soul. Feng Minjuan revealed a cruel smile. This form, I haven't shown in public for a long time. To die by my hand. Chenju, you should feel honored. Feng Minjuan pushed off with his hind legs, instantly becoming a cannonball flying towards me, then swinging his huge fist to smash me. But facing Feng Minjuan, I still stood calmly, murmuring, "Give me a slap." Then a black ray of light flashed in front of me. A huge figure shielded me tightly. A giant's palm, with terrifying gale force resounded, slapping Feng Minjuan's face. Under everyone's fearful gaze, Feng Minjuan's body tumbled out like a ball. His right cheek torn and bloody, his ferocity long gone. Without a trace, the security guards outside stood dazed. The mayor was beaten up. They should have rushed over, but facing such a powerful opponent, it was no different than offering their heads. Feng Minjuan staggered up, looking at Lin Rushan with fear. Who are you? Lin Rushan reverted to her original form, taking out an ID from her pocket. Inspector Lin Dushan. Seeing that ID, Feng Minjuan and Lin Jialiang trembled. As a federal official, attempting to take a life is punishable by death. Lin Jialiang knelt, trembling, tears streaming. "Chief, this is a mistake." The reason he was so afraid is that inspectors can execute at any time. If Lin Rushan insisted on execution, they absolutely won't live past today. Feng Minjuan staggered toward me. Then he unexpectedly knelt before me. "Cheng Yu, today I am Feng Minju." "No, not that. I apologize to you. Whatever you want, I will satisfy. Please, spare my life." Seeing the Feng Minju begging like a dead dog at my feet, pleading for his own life, darkness welled up in my eyes. If not for Ling Rushan being here earlier, without a doubt, Feng Minju would have killed me. Liu Ruyan nearby also woke up at this moment. Seeing her backbone kneeling at my feet, she widened her eyes in shock. "Am I dreaming?" Liu Ruyan murmured to herself, but the tremors beneath her kept reminding her. that this was reality. Seeing the terror-stricken Fang Minjuan, I let out a cold snort. Well, Mr. Mayor Fang, how much do you think can buy your life? Fang Minjuan seemed to see a glimmer of hope for survival. 10 million enough? Does the mayor think he's worth too little? 30 million then? 50 million? I pretended to ponder. 50 million can be considered. This is your voluntary gift after all. Fang Minjuan nodded repeatedly. Then he took out his own phone. Of course, with so many witnesses here. This is my voluntary act. Under Ling Lucian's intimidation, Fang Minjuan directly transferred the money to my account. Seeing the long string of digits added to my balance, I couldn't help but smile faintly. It's not that I'm greedy for wealth. It's because most of the dragon ladies' heirlooms are ancient weapons. They only appear at high-end auctions, each one worth a fortune. Some could even be called priceless treasures. For me to find a complete set of heirlooms, a huge cost is absolutely needed. Now that I can score a hefty sum, I naturally won't let this chance slip by. Then I patted Ling Ruxian beside me. All right, he's worthless now. You can send him to his death. Fang Minjuan froze in place, dumbfounded. His rage erupted like a volcano. Cheng Yu, you dared to deceive me. Since you insist on killing me, then no one gets to live. The kneeling Fang Minjuan abruptly launched himself at me, palms transformed into deadly blades. Lightning fast, a huge fist arrived in an instant. Before anyone could react, a deep crater appeared on the ground. Half a moment later, Ling Ruxian withdrew her bloodied fist. You overestimated yourself. Then I looked at the crouching Liu Dai. Now that there are no outsiders, it's time to settle the accounts between us. The terrified Liu Dai said, he's not from the Liu family, I'll return everything. Transfer the money to my account within 3 hours. If not, I'll come find you again. I let out a cold snort. Get the money deposited into my account within 3 hours. What if you don't deliver? Will you still come after me? I let out a cold snort. The bright moon ascends step by step. The rain snake flies away. Less than an hour after I returned home, 18 million yuans was deposited into my account. It seems this Lao Daiyang knows better than to cross me. By the way, Brother Lin, didn't the former Elder Zhu say that the Federation provides resources every month? Now that my personal matters are settled, I'd like to see what resources I can choose to prepare for the exam in 2 days. Lin Ruxian opened an app, similar to a grocery shopping app on his phone, and handed it to me. Make your selections. Each resource has a corresponding point value. Since you've just joined the reserve course, you have 1,000 initial points. Later, you can only earn points by completing Federation missions or achieving certain accomplishments. I took the phone and looked it over, then revealed an expression of disbelief. Although only some not-so-rare resources are available to me for now, these expensive resources on the outside cost less than 10 points here. Compared to my initial 1,000 points, it's practically free. Seeing my excitement, Lin Ruxian smiled. This is the Federation's benefit for you all. But after glancing through it, I handed the phone back to Lin Ruxian. Brother Lin, you choose for me. I've only recently become an adept. I don't understand much about these things yet. Lin Ruxian nodded. Soon, he had selected a package of resources for me. The Federation works efficiently. In less than half an hour, those resources were hand-delivered to me. Gazing at the dazzling array of cultivation resources before me, my eyes shone brighter. Brother Lin, I'll be secluded in cultivation for the next 2 days. Please help guard the premises. No problem, that's a trivial matter. Soon, 2 days passed. Today is the official soul bestowal examination for all rising cultivators. This exam is a fateful trial. When I arrived at the exam site, it wasn't too early. On the field, many had already lined up according to their exam rooms. I glanced down at the token in my hand. It listed my name and Spirit Beast title Cheng Yu, Lightning Frenzy Python, Offensive S rank. Offensive S rank exam room. In the offensive exam room, the reason my spirit beast became an S-rank lightning frenzy python was because the Federation had specially arranged it to protect me. Following the signage, I quickly found my exam room. But as I approached the entrance, I saw some familiar faces. Lao Ruyan and Lin Darren. Seeing me enter, they froze, not even daring to greet me. But I paid them no mind. Ever since I awakened the Violet Heavenly Thunder Dragon, these people were no longer in the same world as me. A moment later, an examiner holding an attendance sheet entered. A moment later, an examiner holding an attendance book walked into the exam hall. Stand together according to your beast soul levels, he commanded. From left to right, S rank, A rank, B rank, C rank. Upon hearing the order, the previously disorderly exam hall instantly became well organized. With everyone present, the beast soul examination officially began. At the examiner's command, the exam commenced in earnest. The first examinee, Lingdong, took his position, surprised to be called first. Lingdong felt somewhat taken aback, but still strode into the exam hall with head held high. The rules for the offensive beast soul exam were simple. There were 10 rounds in total. The exam hall would release pre-prepared monsters, according to the examinee's strength, from first rank up to third rank. After defeating a monster, the examinee could choose to continue or end the exam. Lingdong's first challenge was a second-rank forest wolf. Then the examiner gave the signal to begin the exam. As soon as the words left his mouth, Lingdong turned into a black blur, flashing in front of the forest wolf. His huge fist, trailing gusts of wind, smashed heavily onto the wolf's forehead. In the blink of an eye, the forest wolf was defeated by Lingdong's single punch. The first examinee, Lingdong, emerged victorious an hour later, successfully defeating a second-rank lion-headed monster, earning 20 points. Generally, a score above 15 qualifies one for admission to top universities. Lingdong was also pre-recruited by the military district. The second examinee, Chenju, took his position, hearing his name called. I leapt straight from the stands into the exam hall. As soon as I entered, I saw my information appear on the large screen. Name Chenju, rank 1st class 7th, beast soul 20th level thunder python. At that moment, the massive iron gate slowly opened. The next second, a mouse the size of a tank came scurrying into the arena. The mouse was jet black all over, its sharp claws glistening with razor bristles. The crowd in the stands erupted in an uproar. Isn't that the third-rank monster massage rat skill? How can they release it in the first round? But in the next moment, the people in the stands all stared wide-eyed, looks of disbelief on their faces, because the third-rank massage rat had curled up in a corner of the arena, and beneath it was a rapidly spreading puddle of yellow liquid. The examinees in the stands looked at each other in confusion. Even the leader's jaws dropped 3 levels in shock. What was going on? The third-rank massage rat had been scared into wetting itself. In the end, the battle ended with the massage rat fleeing in terror. The referee declared me the winner of the first round. The second round began. As soon as the examiner gave the signal, a roar echoed from within the black gate. Under everyone's expectant gaze, a horned unicorn charged furiously out. A horned charger, a monster with power comparable to the massage rat. The result was not unexpected. The originally ferocious wildebeest, upon seeing me, followed the beckoning of my empty hand and ran straight back through the main gate. Running too hastily, it smashed headfirst into the iron gate and was knocked unconscious. At this point, the people on the main stage could no longer sit still. The military district representative, Wei Fengji, stared at the screen in disbelief at everything unfolding. It was not long ago that even a level 3 monster could not be subdued. The new admission test. For a moment, the entire control room fell silent. Wei Fengji hesitated for a moment. Then Chen Sheng said, "Release 8 beasts at once. I don't believe none of them dare attack." Soon after, the ground of the test arena shook. The roaring sounds of beasts came from inside the iron gate. To everyone's astonished gaze, 8 monsters rushed out vying to be first. Leading them was a male lion. As soon as the monster emerged from the gate, its bloody red eyes locked onto me. Without the slightest hesitation, it opened its bloody maw and charged straight at me. Seeing the monster attack me, my blood also boiled with excitement. All my training these past days was for this very battle. It was time to put my cultivation to the test. A purple raging thunderbolt burst forth. Then with a push of my feet, I shot towards the charging male lion. But just as we were about to collide, the originally ferocious male lion suddenly looked panicked. Its 2 front paws dug hard into the ground, trying to halt its forward momentum. But I had no intention of delaying any longer. I too craved an intoxicating, unbridled battle. Next, I landed a thunderous punch on the lion's face. The raging force seemed to finally find an outlet. In an instant, thunderbolts exploded, the true dragon roared, boundless lightning swept across the entire arena. The massive body of the monstrous lion was instantly blasted away. The powerful impact sent the 7 remaining monsters tumbling after it. At this moment, everyone froze as if time itself had stopped. Unable to believe what had just occurred before their eyes. The examiner, witnessing this scene, gasped deeply in shock. Having overseen exams for so many years, this was the first time he had seen something so bizarre. The examiner took a long while to recover, before finally declaring my test finished. The admission test is over. Full score of 30 points. A perfect score. He's gifted a recommendation. 30 points. This is no mere talent, but a prodigy. Under the envious gazes of the other examinees, all the admissions officers from various schools had already rushed into the arena. They were all representatives of top Beastmaster academies. Hello, student. I am Tang Honghua from Metropolitan University. In light of your outstanding performance today, Metropolitan University sincerely invites you to join us. If you choose Metropolitan University, we promise to provide you with the highest quality cultivation resources and assemble a dedicated team of instructors just for you. Upon hearing this, everyone present was stunned speechless. A dedicated team of instructors. Metropolitan University seems to be preparing to cultivate me wholeheartedly. Wei Fengji, the military representative, thumped his chest confidently. I guarantee, as long as you join us, our military district will do everything to cultivate you. Within 3 years, you'll become renowned on the battlefield. The burly representative from Kyoto University, Tang Zuan, hurriedly interjected. Whatever Metropolitan University can offer you, Kyoto University can provide the same. Moreover, after you enroll, we'll custom make a beast soul armor exclusively for you. Watching from the side, Tang Honghua felt anxious. Metropolitan University excelled in everything, except forging soul armors, where they couldn't compete with Kyoto University. Currently, in all of Greater Xia, only 9 people possessed beast soul armors. These 9 were the 9 heavenly kings of Greater Xia. Faced with such temptation, I remained unfazed. I appreciate your kindness, but I have a collecting habit. I like ancient kings or awakeners engraved with dragon feathers. If anyone can present those, I'll definitely consider them first. Upon hearing this, the 3 became perplexed. But within moments, they each made phone calls to their backers. It was Tang Honghua who ended his call first. Student Cheng Yu, I've just arranged for 3 awakening stones to be delivered. Let's wait in the control room first. Even before I could respond, 3 awakening stones were delivered. Let's go to the control room and wait first, Tang Honghua suggested. Before I could respond, he continued, you like collecting dragon engraved items, don't you? These 3 awakening stones are just a small gift. If you later join our school, we will build a dedicated honor museum for your collection. Hearing this, I wavered slightly. I hadn't expected Metropolitan University to cater to me so thoroughly. Yet thinking of that beast soul armor, I remained conflicted. The chance to possess a full set was all too rare. Meanwhile, on the big screen, Liu Ruyan's assessment was being broadcast. Although an S-class awakener, the recruitment staff frowned upon seeing her, feeling she seemed insubstantial. Yeah, even for a girl, an S-class awakener shouldn't be this weak. Hearing their discussion, I glanced up and immediately understood the issue. Others may not understand Liu Ruyan, but I knew her well. She brought toys to the exam, so it's no wonder she couldn't perform steadily. Just then, there was a knock on the control room door. 3 men in black uniforms entered, carrying awakening stones encased in glass. Tang Honghua nodded and thanked them for their efforts, then placed the 3 awakening stones before me. Student Cheng Yu, take a look. These contain ancient dragons. I rose and examined the awakening stones closely. The dragon engravings were incomplete, unable to form full passages. Thank you for your kindness, Teacher Tang, but these awakening stones are not what I wanted. Upon hearing this, Tang Honghua dejectedly took back the awakening stones. Just then, Liu Ruyan's assessment ended. To recruit outstanding students, Tang Honghua rushed back to the exam arena. Classmate Cheng Yu, take a look. The one inside is definitely an ancient dragon. Being strong, I got up and went to the awakening room to watch carefully. Under my observation, the dragon girl on the awakening stone is not complete. Can't even form a sentence. Thank you, Mr. Tang, for your kindness. These 3 awakening stones are not what I want. Excuse me. Tang Honghua Wenyan also understood what I meant. Somewhat lonely. Take away the awakening that was just sent to you. Just then the game ended like smoke. In order to be able to recruit Tang Honghua, excellent students have no choice but to rush to the examination room again. Less than 5 minutes after Tang Hong slipped away, dull footsteps came from the corridor. I saw only 4 or 5, holding a stone almost as tall as a person in his hand. The moment the stone is put down, the purple sky dragon deep in my soul let out an excited roar. No doubt, this stone actually hides something good. Teacher Tang, can I take this with me? Tang Zuan smiled and nodded. Sure, I'll have someone take it to your home right now. Then Tang Zuan took out a letter from his arms. This is our Kyoto University. Don't take the cold. You can use this to sign up for a group tour in 3 months. But at this moment, Wei Fengji stood up and stood between us. Our army went, not delivered yet. Teacher Tang, please wait. A few minutes later, Tang Honghua walked in with a smile on his face. Obviously Li Ruyan has chosen Shanghai University. And when the military region awakens, it was sent here just before the end of the assessment. But when I woke up, it was the same as Tang Honghua's 3 pieces before. There are only some inside. My eyes swept across the 3 people. Then he bowed slightly to Wei Fengji and Tang Honghua. Sorry, both of you. I choose Jinsu Daxu. Finally Wei Fengji shook hands with me. We respect your choice. But the door to the military area is always open for you. Then Tang Zuan took me out of the main control room. Outside the examination room, Tang Zuan threw his elf hero. What I didn't expect was, Tang Zuan's monster is actually a pink pig monster. I thought about it for a long time and couldn't figure it out. Why is this little guy serving as a mount for us? Tang Zuan was a little confused when he saw me. Then he said, think about the location of your home. Then just touch his head. The lower body of Japanese acts in classical Chinese. According to Tang Zuan's words, gently touch the monster's head with your hand. Suddenly, the little monster let out a light sound and a beam of silver light bloomed from his head. Then a whirlpool appeared in front of us. I pointed at the whirlpool and felt a little confused. Is this space teleportation? Tang Zuan nodded. Be the first to step into the vortex. Strong, I follow closely. When I opened my eyes again, already appeared outside his door. After Tang Zuan asked people to put down the stone, say goodbye to me. Tang Zuan had just walked away. A figure leaped out of the window. It's Lin Rushan who secretly protects me. You came back just in time. Stay with me for a while and see if it's good for you. Lin Rushan didn't understand what I meant, but he still stood aside honestly. At this time, I was stroking the dragon pattern on the stone tablet. I can feel it deep in my soul. I can't wait to cut my own brontosaurus. Then I shouted loudly that the world is like a valley. God's word as scripture. Fire appears dragon beast. Wake up, immortal flame dragon. The next moment, a flame appeared out of thin air. Then it got into my eyebrows. Wait until I come to my senses. I was found in a wilderness. Next second, a golden divine dragon appears along with the dragon eagle.